come on up.
I text you and you never answer me back.
Well, I was in the middle of doing a show. I can't listen to your text and I read your text and do a show at the same time.
That's why you're divorced now too, isn't it?
Because I never replied to text. That was one of her complaints. Yes.
I was gonna say you couldn't do two things at once, like please a woman and
Well, I was doing two things at once. I just didn't do that third. What's up? How's it going, Teddy Sprinkles?
So,
Oh, all
listen
right.
to these two crybabies talk about life.
Life. It is a thing that happens.
I'm about X's and O's.
Wait long enough; it'll solve itself. I found that life has its way of solving all of its own problems.
It does have a finite amount of time.
It's called death.
It is limited.
Yes, Brian, you caught on. Good job. You get a golden star.
Yeah. Give him a sticker. Give him a little smiley face sticker.
Congratulations, you caught the joke. Well, it ain't a joke; it's real. Reality, you're gonna die. Welcome to Dice Junkies.
Reality, the biggest joke there is.
I mean, isn't it kind of comforting knowing that eventually all your problems will be resolved?
All right, let's. Wow.
Like, if I don't ever pay off my student loans, it'll eventually be resolved. Not to their satisfaction, but to mine very much.
All right.
Your children will still be paying on them.
Welcome to Dice Junkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we have our C.
Am I C?
I don't know. I think C. We'll go with C.
Yes.
Our C list editor.
He's a C.
Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Brian's there. I'm not trying to run this show by myself, so. All right, we got a couple people in the chat room, so that's good. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's talk about what do we got.
Let's talk about racism.
Racism, yeah, because that's a way to start off a show. French cosplay
what
star
embarrassing
costume.
thing have white people done now?
French cosplay star costume is banned from London Comic Con after fans accused her of blackface when dressed as League of Legends character Pike at earlier show. Yeah, so check this out. Let's go all the way down to that good image you had up. Yeah, I think it was that one over maybe.
Yeah, it was over like 2, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. There it is. So this is the character. This is the girl. This is the character that she was cosplaying as. She was actually in the finalist for the cosplay contest when she was dropped due to blackface. I don't even see the face, to be honest, but
well, that's the thing. Because when I said what embarrassing white people done, I didn't mean as far as being racist. I mean about being stupid and assuming that they're racist. Okay, guys, go wiki or look up blackface and see what it actually is, because this isn't blackface. Also, this woman is wearing a full outfit. She ain't painting her skin. This is like prosthetic muscles. Are you getting to the point that now not only can people not dress up as characters from other ethnicities, but you can't even wear a dang suit? Like, it got to the point now that it's like the person inside a grimace must actually be purple. Like, this is getting dumb. First of all, the insulting and negative part of blackface is the derogatory part, idiots. It's not just doing it. She's doing a character. She's not actually trying to portray a negative black stereotype. So this is not blackface.
Well, that was one of my things. Like, I always thought the point of cosplay was the fact that you could be a character that you thought was cool.
No, you have to be a white woman if you're a white woman, apparently, which sounds so racist.
But I mean,
that's what gets me. That sounds racist.
We have all kinds of things because you have crossplay, which is women being men or men being women. You have, gender bending.
That's fine,
stuff.
But you better not play a brown person.
But you can't be you can't have a different color skin anymore in cosplay because that's
and honestly, I'm trying to look up if this dude's even human, because I ain't gonna lie, Pike looks like a goblin or something, really. So I'm going like, is it even a freaking human being? Are people just deciding he's black because his skin is brown? Because that sounds kind of racist. His skin's brown. He must be black.
Well, I mean, League of Legends is a fantasy-based MMO game, so...
Hey, Q, guess what? It's October. You're gonna get a lot of this shit this month.
Oh God, that's right. It is October. It is the land. It is the time of costumes and
butt
cultural
hurt.
appropriation and
Costumes and butt hurt.
I mean, I'm just amazed that it's like people are telling folks what they can cosplay as, which I find very the very spirit of cosplay is that you do not have to be perfectly accurate. It's an interpretation. But what these people are doing, and especially what's worse, is this is a cosplay contest. I might expect somebody complaining online that doesn't know any better, but an actual organization that understands and functions and interacts with cosplayers is now looking at cosplayers and going, you can't do this costume. Yeah. Why? Because you're white. And you know what I've always said? I'm not against people being racist to black people. I'm against racism in general.
Yeah.
Don't be racist to anybody.
Well, my thing is too. I mean,
like, sheesh, just don't be racist.
Yeah.
That includes white people, though. Don't be racist. This is racist to this woman. Telling her that this incredible costume, I gotta admit, that is a good costume.
It is.
Like, she can't wear it.
And that's the thing. I mean, like, poorly done costumes, I could almost see people misunderstand it as blackface more so than something as well done as this. Like, I mean, we saw and not to call out anybody or to make fun of anybody, but I mean, we saw Shadow Link at a con, and that was closer to blackface than any.
Yeah, the Shadow Link we once saw, no hate on a guy. He did look like he just went and put shoe polish on his face and just his face,
which is closer
which
to
looks a lot to what blackface looks like. He was very, very close to what blackface looks like. Like, if he took off the Link hat and the ears, it would have been blackface in that case. Now, I didn't think he meant anything bad. I saw him. I didn't get upset. I was more amused by the fact that he was so unaware that I'm like, you need to put a little more effort into your makeup because you look way more like blackface than you do Shadow Link. But now, had he actually done like some of our favorite cosplayers where they dye their whole body and you can tell they've actually applied makeup instead of just having black on just the front of your face, I wouldn't have even thought twice about it. He kind of just had that bad enough makeup that you're like, try a little harder, man. It does look questionable. But even then, we saw the guy wouldn't have a problem with it because I knew what he was doing. He was doing Shadow Link. Poorly.
Poorly, but there was effort there to be a character and not to be.
He wasn't wearing cotton picking clothes and didn't have like a pickaninny hat and nothing like that. He was dressed as Link, so it wasn't like he was. It wasn't like he was really going full blackface.
Yeah.
Right.
I did like the cosplayer's comment. You can see at the bottom of this picture where she said, "I'm not saying blackface doesn't exist. I'm saying Pike isn't blackface," and I have to agree with her.
That's Q's point right there. That's not blackface because it's not meant to be derogatory towards black people or brown people, whatever you want to say. Like you said, the cotton picking overalls and the pickaninny hat.
Didn't
and
have on the burlap pants and the little vest.
But anyway, let's get off this subject. I mean, it brought an interesting discussion. And
pretty sure if we see her at the cosplay contest, she's not gonna walk on stage and go, "Oh lordy!" I mean, I don't think she's gonna let that happen.
Oh
man.
God! And for that, let's roll on the random encounters list because you need to do something.
All I'm saying is that, man, if you're gonna do blackface, try harder. That's not blackface.
Yeah, all I'll say before you roll, let's get the dice cam up.
It's up.
All right.
We're up.
Sorry, I thought our editor was faster.
Well, he was showing the list.
I just know, but I mean, but all the women tell me he's really fast.
Oh, let me poll
fastest draw in the West.
Let me poll the audience. Give me a minute.
No. Roll.
15. Expect the unexpected. Pick someone and go 1 and someone to go 20.
Zeno, it's time to roll on the 1 table. Take us there, buddy. And you know I'm going to make your life hard. I ain't going to do Brian. God knows he'll get us, banned.
Come on, man.
Show us the
something horrible.
The something horrible table real quick, so everybody who is on the video can see it.
Okay.
15 might as well just say Zeno.
I want to do 18. Xeno's sexy animals. God, I want to do that.
Please roll 18. That'll be amazing.
Right.
Tell us what you think sexy on the Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
I've got an answer, and that's disturbing.
19. Get to know the editor.
It still ends up being Brian. Damn you, Blood Axe.
Worst date you ever went on? Did you go out again?
Well, this is better than your answer. I know your answer, and I still haven't quite forgiven
this
you.
This isn't as fun without Michelle as the editor. But
I don't know. Her worst date story may be worse than Brian's.
like this whole role just got shuffled around.
Well, remember that time that she kind of got kidnapped? I mean, that would be a great story.
Oh my God.
Blood Axe's roll
I veto
again,
that role. I agree with Blood
roll.
Axe because my worst date, I ended up marrying her, and well, we know where
here it goes. Wow.
All right, yep, I'm good.
You know that's the mother of your child, right?
I actually think I knew this story. So, 15. I thought I was going to jail.
Oh,
when.
shit.
All
Jesus,
right.
you need a moment to catalog all those?
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
There was.
You've almost went to jail.
Did you tell him the tree one?
Dicejunkies.
Have you told him the tree one? Well, you showed up at my house?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll tell the tree one. How about that?
Yeah.
All right.
That's not the one where Brian did go to jail.
No, that's not the one where Brian did go to
I
jail.
did not go to jail that night.
You just got the crap kicked out of you.
So there's one time, me and some buddies. So speaking of relationships, we had a buddy who had just gotten dumped.
Out of a relationship.
And so his roommate, she showed up and she was like, "Hey Mark, hey Brian, you gotta bring my bring this dude out and show him a good time."
Let me praise this. Let me put some little information on this. Well, we took him. They were having dollar shot night. Anything you wanted.
So yeah,
$1.
we had went to this one bar and it was coconuts and they were like and so he drops like $50 and for 50 shots of Jägermeister.
So he's dead.
So they bring over this platter full of Jägermeister.
Literally a platter.
Shots. And his roommate comes over. We all take a shot together, and his roommate comes over because she doesn't drink. And she's like, "You can't let
this guy,
yeah,
no names.
Try not to name here. You don't need to let this guy drink. He can't hold his liquor." And we're like, "You just told us to bring somebody out that can't hold their liquor? That's great."
Knowing how
$2 shot night.
No, it's dollar shot night, and they know how we drink.
Jesus, $1 shot night, which I'm kind of jealous. That sounds awesome.
So me and Brian start because she's
pounding
like, "You gotta get
Jaeger.
rid of these." And of course, the only way to get rid of alcohol is to
drink it. We're pounding
me and him,
Jaeger.
We start pounding these Jaeger shots, and so me and him each did like
half. At least the first tray.
So probably 23 a piece or something.
That sounds like you left a few.
Well, no, there was
50.
Lance did.
He did a couple. Damn!
Hey, nobody knows who he
Shots
is.
fired.
He had a few. So
you know what they was crying about Maryland? I mean, just throw it all
hey,
out.
Now you done threw that name out. What the hell is what you? I will leave if you don't stop. I will leave. What the hell are you drawing me into here?
So,
good gracious, man.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yo, and it's live. We can't even undo it. This is live. Sending out names, yo.
So we
started.
So then,
like a little kid, he started it.
So then, Brian goes out to the dance floor. I'm over there trying to just chill because
you do not dance.
Yeah,
Nope.
and I'd gotten me like a Long Island iced tea I was sipping on to get the taste of Jaeger out of my mouth.
You take all those shots. It's like, man, I can't get this cigarette out. Give me more alcohol and watch down my alcohol taste.
I was drinking beer behind it, so
yeah,
I mean...
he was drinking beer, and dude comes back over and he's like, "Where'd all the shots go?" And I'm just like, "Look, dude, I drank them," and he's like, "Oh, waitress orders 25 more shots."
I thought it was 50. It was like 50 more.
Huh?
It was like 50 more. He dropped $100 on shots that night.
So
they were like dollar
a couple
shot.
of times.
Yeah,
because he ordered that time. Me and you, once again, he had a couple. Me and Brian, we split them, got rid of them, and I'm feeling rough at this point,
dude. Yeah, that's a lot of alcohol.
Dude comes back, buys more shots. This time, Brian's done left me. He's off on the dance floor.
I done picked up a chick. I was golden.
And the girl's like, "You got to get rid of these," and so I just start. Needless to say, I was not feeling good at this point. I was like, well, look, I understand alcohol poisoning. I understand a lot of things. I'm gonna go and.
Did you really understand at that point?
I'm gonna go and walk around the building and try to
throw it up,
get some of this alcohol out of my system. So I leave the building. I see the cop at the door, and I was like, I'm just gonna walk around the building some, And he's like, I hear you, man. And so I start walking around the building. I get about halfway around the building. I see this tree, and I was like, man, I need to sit down. This tree looks comfortable. So I lean up against this tree, and I passed out. Next thing I know, I feel this sharp pain in my side and this bright light, and I was just like, dear God, I guess I died.
I got to show up at the gates drunk.
but then things adjusted, and I noticed it was a flashlight and a cop beating me with a with a billy club.
Gotta like the fact that he's just beating you. Wow.
And so I wake up and I was like, oh God. I was like, what? He's like, boy, you know what happens when drunks fall asleep? I was like, I get beat by a cop. At this point, I knew in the back of my mind I was going to jail. He's like, no, boy. They chew on their own vomit and die.
I love how this is like some redneck
and
about to rape you cop.
Damn, glad you woke me up then, sir. He's like, boy, get in the back of that truck. And I was like, shit, I'm done. But I wasn't going to resist because I'd already said a lot of stupid things. So I get in the back of the truck, and he's like, boy, where you live. And I didn't want to tell him where I lived, so I told him where Brian lived and had him drop me off there. And that pretty much is how the story ends. He dropped me off, I got away, and didn't go to jail.
And as Dave Chappelle would say, this story is amazing to black people because we're like, wait, and then he drove you to your home for you. He played freaking taxi. Yo, and you people out there worried about the blackface cosplayer. This is white privilege. That's white privilege. White privilege. Talk trash to a cop drunk as heck outside in public. Get a ride home. That's white privilege. I put on a cool costume. Ain't white privilege. It ain't racism.
Literally, he walked into my apartment because I never locked my door.
Yeah. And his door was actually wide open.
I'd passed out on the couch. And he walks in, I wake up, I'm like, how'd you get here? He was like, oh, the cops dropped me off. I'm like, what the fuck? And he was just like, no, man, they turned around. We're good.
I was like, I'll tell you more in the morning.
Yeah, and then he passed out on the other couch.
There you go, guys, yeah. But, she can't wear a Pike costume. And I tell you, reality.
Oh, that story, man.
That story. Man, wow, we have a bunch of stories. Almost went to jail in Hattiesburg. I got a good one.
Arrested for just existing. And I was in a certain part of Mississippi, and I got pulled over for being black after midnight.
So this is a geek show. Let's talk about something.
Well, hold on. We're not quite done with that one.
What? We're not?
No, because if we go back up here, and then you had to choose.
What
was what did you roll? It was
pick someone to go to 1 and someone to go to 20. Yeah, we're not going to do that whole thing. It takes too long.
Okay.
Let's go on the next story.
We got topics to talk about, man.
Yeah, we got topics.
We'll come back to the menu in a minute.
Bye.
All right, this was an interesting article I saw by Kotaku, where PC game install sizes are ballooning, and I'm scared.
This is the point where Zeno just wants to mock Kotaku for their beta-ass behavior. I mean, what? I'm scared. The downloads are getting too big. Oh, no.
I mean, really?
Also, the games are too hard.
I remember when I had an 80-megabyte hard drive. 80 megabytes.
I remember I had 4.
I had 4 bytes of RAM, or kilobytes or something. I can't remember now. But yeah, an 80 megabyte hard drive, and now they're worried. Size keeps increasing on these drives and all that stuff. How do you get scared? That's the thing. How does an install size scare you?
It's too big. They've never seen one that big before.
This is the dumbest gaming article I've ever seen in my life. And Kotaku has really been on the list for a long time, but they've managed to top some of their stupidest articles.
Gino, look, Nathan, when he saw that large download, it made his drive feel inadequate. And that makes him feel bad, and thus it's wrong.
All right, next story. Come on, Doc.
You can't go swinging around your big downloads in front of a guy and expect him to compete.
Because he has small downloads, Mark.
I mean, his drive's half that size.
Come on, Zeno.
Half. Do you know what it would feel like to just be like, oh my God, what am I going to do with that? It won't fit.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to handle
Mr. Bloodaxe is correct. They do make a pill for that.
Or external drive.
That's only a temporary solution.
I mean,
in your heart, you'll know that your drive's not big enough.
I will give him that the size of hard drives.
The size of it. Tell us about the size.
Greatly increasing lately because they've been focused more on speed. But we have 8 terabyte hard drives out there. Hard drives have become dirt fucking cheap. Buy you a game dedicated drive and get the fuck over it. There's my F. All right. Let's go talk about Batwoman.
Is there a pill for like when the moment his gaming is right, he'll be ready?
I don't know. Talk about Batwoman. Let's see. So Batwoman.
Batwoman.
Yeah. Batwoman is getting review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes, or so says comicbook.com. Is Batwoman getting review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes?
The critics didn't even rate it that high. Out of like 39 critics,
pull up the Rotten Tomatoes score.
28 called it fresh and 11 called it rotten. That's a 30% you suck ratio from the actual critics. So are the critics review bombing it? The professional critics?
We have a 72% tomato meter on critics and 11% on user score. Honestly, not very surprising. The critics have not got anything right in a long time when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes.
Actually, they didn't make this one fresh at least.
Yeah, there are drastically wide variations when it comes to Rotten Tomatoes. I will say there is an abnormally high amount of user ratings, so it is possible that there are some bombing going on. But I did go through and read quite a few of the users' reviews, and most of them sounded pretty legitimate. Like, I mean, they weren't just 1-star reviews with no reasoning behind them. Like, the people actually sat and wrote a reason, and it wasn't like a bunch of the same text over and over again or anything like that.
Two out of 3 of the reviews I saw on it, video reviews, like I went to YouTube and checked in with my folks to see what they said. 2 out of 3 did not even mention politics. They said the acting was bad.
That's
the story was
I was
boring.
about to say that.
And the characters
Everything I read, that wasn't like some major reviewer. Like, the acting was bad, the character development was terrible. It
and
was
the
like
pacing was slow.
Yeah, it's like we just slapped Batwoman on some crap, basically.
But no, I mean, and that was the thing. Like, they claimed that the reasoning for the bombing was because the main character was a lesbian. Though Batwoman was a lesbian in the comics, and most people didn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, why would they have a problem with the main character being a lesbian when she should be a lesbian?
Yeah, like that's the
that would be weird. Why are you watching this show if you have a problem with that? Because she was always a lesbian. That is accurate.
But yeah, so
I'm like, I don't think that's it. But you know, any cock ass excuse in a store, man, just anything they can come up with. It's like, you just hate it because he's lesbian.
I just thought it was weird that they pulled that out as the reasoning that they claimed it was, because I mean, honest, I mean, if there was a reason from the review bomb, if it was driven because of something with the show or the character, it would probably be the strong feminist angle more so than the fact that the character is a lesbian. Like, I don't
most reviews I said that they didn't even go that feminist on it, like they implied they were going to. It's actually just not that good. Mm-hmm. So that's the part that got me.
But what I'm saying though is if something was going to get pulled out more so than the sexual orientation, it would be more the feminist.
Well, people don't want all this deal with all these politics. When you know what, you want your politics when you go looking for politics. You want your action when you go look for action. I don't want to go watch an action movie and instead it turns out to be a political documentary. You know, that's not what I'm looking for. You know, I'll go watch Fahrenheit 2011 or whatever. I don't know. Never watched it. You know, I won't go watch Iron Man. You know, I won't go watch like the latest John Woo. You know. I think the latest John Woo wasn't that good. But anyway, you know what I mean. Like, but the show is supposed to be about Batwoman, a comic book hero. And if you're not telling that story, then you're going to lose people. But from what I've heard, that isn't even the biggest issue. It's just actually not that good.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, it's I mean, when we looked at it before, we said this isn't for us. And so we didn't really bother watching it. So I don't really have a review or how I felt about the show. I mean, I could tell it was not a show that was being targeted for my taste.
Tell you what, guys, I will bite the bullet. I will bite the bullet. And on this show next week, since I got to be editor again, I will give a review.
Are you actually going to watch it?
I will watch it.
Okay, all right.
I really want you to too, because like I said, I'm actually defending the show in that most people I've seen talk about it said it actually wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be for that. It didn't go as far as you thought.
And y'all know it's not going to be like, oh, the politics or anything. It's going to be like, is it a good show or not?
Well, dude, it's only one episode out, so yeah.
By the time I get back next week, will be 2. I'll have 2.
Well, you are a
bastard.
legitimate journalist.
So
our editor may suck at editing, but I hear he can write.
Yeah, so.
He's like all the way up to like B-list writer or journalist.
All right, let's hit the random encounters list again. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. You rolled.
Go. Roll a 1.
I mean, should I roll again? Because like you
had to.
You
had to
roll.
Me,
you know.
You can get it on the
5. Level up. Is there a point of having a level cap for RPG games? Yes. I mean, I would say there is a point in having a level cap. If they don't have a level cap, I do enjoy it, but I also will end up walking through the game without any challenge if they give me the option of not having a level cap.
Well, I mean, but you worked for it. Hard work being rewarded. It's up to the person how much they want to grind.
And for my own sense of accomplishment, not having a level cap tends to be bad because I will keep grinding, and I will waste way too much time on a game that doesn't have a level cap.
When will you not waste time on a game anyway? Come on.
You want to know what's funny? I'm the opposite. If a game doesn't have a level cap, I'll grind until I feel like gotten far enough that I could probably beat the game. But if there's a level cap, I have to hit the level cap.
Yeah.
Like my OCD says at the maximum level's 100. Now I need to hit level 100. But if it doesn't have a level cap and I could beat the game at level 80, I'll probably beat the game at level 80 if I've done enough side missions. I feel I've gotten the story down. But I like to max out my level if it's there. If I don't, I go as far as I need just to feel like I'm good enough.
I can see that. That's a good point.
When you put a goal line, I don't like to not reach it when it comes to grinding.
So when she puts a goal line, you're going to reach it, huh?
That's what he said.
I like to lap it a couple of times. You can learn from me.
All right. So,
teach me, Mr. Miyagi.
What do you think? What do you think, Brian?
Remember to wax off before.
Cap or no cap?
I no cap. Really, I think it'd be as long as you can play a game and get enjoyment out of it. That's the thing to me. And if I understand, if you can get good enough, you can walk through a game. Who cares? You put the work into it, so.
All right.
So you're like the only one, I think.
I guess. I mean, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, let us know in the comments what you think, cap or no cap. All right, let's go to the next topic.
Back to the list.
Yeah, Deadpool. Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld calls out Marvel for shady business. I think every episode for the last few weeks has been somebody talking about Disney being shady.
Yep, in this case it's Disney Marvel, but Bob Iger's name did come up, so Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't talked about it, but considering that crash and other things, Disney's been having a bad month in a couple of months. You do know about that, right? The rail that crashed?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh,
was it pretty tragic?
Nobody was hurt, but but nobody wants to get on it anymore.
Well, I can understand.
Did you want it to be tragic?
Cruise line.
Did you want it to be tragic? You really kind of sound bummed when it was not tragic. It was like, oh.
How much we talked about it depended on how tragic it was. If it was too tragic, I wasn't going to talk too much about it. I don't want to say
I
something
missed that one. It was
I'm
more
gonna
like
point people in the right direction. If you want good coverage of that, Clownfish TV on YouTube, their channel has been covering it. That's where I've been getting it. But I'm not going to go into detail. Just suffice it to say, I mean, also don't forget the claims that they've been cooking the books. Disney's just been having a bad year.
Yeah,
like they've been having a bad one.
but
and
yeah,
now a lawsuit.
we're not sure exactly what Rob Liefeld is talking about, but he hinted in a Twitter post basically about legal allegations towards
taking legal action.
Taking legal action towards Disney.
Marvel.
So.
Well, Marvel and by proxy Disney.
Well, I mean, Marvel, Disney. Disney owns Marvel, so.
Hey, they might you know how you push them off to the side? Y'all deal with that. I mean, geez, I thought the worst thing that happened to Disney Marvel was going to be Phase 4, but they can't even get to Phase 4 before the crap storm gets started.
Yeah. But they got Fox Studios, though.
Don't worry, somebody will sue Fox in a moment.
Yeah. I'm sure Fox was right.
Well, see, they meant that because
corner.
Deadpool was a Fox.
Which I don't know. I mean, they're not really using,
umbrella.
I think, the Fox name anymore. I think they just merged that in with other stuff. So.
Right, but Deadpool was Fox. It wasn't Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently...
But he's talking about the movies now.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So it's going down, man.
Yeah.
As in Disney. Disney's going down. Like the NBA on China.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Deadpool, let's talk about Jesse Einsberg. Jesse Einsberg, basically, well, he was talking about Zombieland Double Tap, which comes out this weekend.
Next weekend?
Yeah. October 18th. And he said the delays were to blame Deadpool, which basically boils down to the writers for Deadpool or the writers they had for Zombieland. But I'll be honest, I had forgotten that, like, we had talked about Zombieland Double Tap coming out, like, a couple years ago or something, I think, on this show. And I'd forgotten about it. Like,
I never
it had
thought
sort
they'd
of
follow
fallen
through.
off my radar because I hadn't heard anything about it in a while.
I thought it stopped. I thought they were going to do it. I thought they had said, man,
Yeah.
we've already told these jokes. We're just going to tell the same jokes again. Apparently, it's like, well, probably, yeah. Like, well, dude, they kind of covered it well enough the first time. What new elements can you really introduce in the second movie with the same characters?
I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, anyway, this article was just sort of a reminder to me that the second movie's coming out, and I really did enjoy the first one, so I'll probably go and check this out. I'll probably go see it, see if it's any good.
Let me know.
And
we should do it together. I like the first one. It was
all right,
really good.
yeah,
Y'all can make it a date.
We'll go check it out, man.
Will you hold my hand there in the scary part?
No.
Damn.
I was kidding. Oh, man. I mean, I'm not even trying to knock it because I really liked Zombieland.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the problem is when I walked out of Zombieland, I said, that was pretty good. And then I was like, they can't do a sequel to this. I don't see where they would go.
I mean, after the first one, I was like, man, I hope they make more. So, because I thought it was hilarious and fun and enjoyed it. As a light-hearted zombie flick.
Well, there's a couple of previews out there I've seen, and it's...
Yeah, I remember looking at the trailer a while back.
Yeah,
there's a new one out.
By the trailer.
There's a new one out with, where Woody Harrelson talks about he hates hippies because there's a guy who's named Berkeley, as in California, Berkeley, and a girl named Madison. So they've introduced some new characters that are interesting.
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out.
You know, I might.
It's got Owen Wilson in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke Wilson, excuse me, the one without the fucked up
Editor,
nose.
roll them dial.
We
Show
got
us
more
something
subjects.
on the random encounters.
We've got more subjects to talk
We
about.
do, and we'll get to them.
You
Eventually.
saving the best for last?
That's right. I figured once we get started.
You're saving the dignity of our
So 19.
For later.
What the fuck?
The edit.
He always rolls that.
He does.
When it's not
Like,
a woman, we keep getting 19, which is for our female editor, but we keep getting it with Brian.
So women in geek,
I say a re-roll.
women
Nah.
in geek culture, best game that has a female main character.
See, I go with my man. I go with my man, Mr. Bloodaxe. The master of the list has spoken.
No, we're doing this
You
one.
bastards.
All right.
What's the best game with a female character in
Best
it,
game
Brian?
that has a female main
Wink,
character,
wink, nudge, nudge.
our follower, party member.
And he's already claimed Samus, so
Okay.
yeah, I knew he was going to do that. He loves
fine.
Mitchell.
I would go with what was it? Chun-Li from Street Fighter. She was awesome with the little leg kick thing, man. That was.
I mean, she's not the main character or a follower or a party member.
She was a main character.
You can't even answer the question correct. We moved you up to C.
I don't know. Technically, I mean, she's a main character.
You can finish the game with her.
She is on the main.
I mean, you can say like Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat. I mean, you can finish the game and there's a story.
Answer.
You know. Oh, come on, man.
Okay,
Princess
so Chun-Li
was.
You're right. Maybe we should have waited. What's your answer?
All right,
Zeno?
Brian, roll again. Just roll again.
No, go ahead, Zeno. What you got, man? What's your? You answer question two.
Best game that has a female main character or follower / party member. I would say, you know, the last Gears of War, man, Gears of War 5, the character.
Yeah.
I got a good one. You can't bitch about this one.
Character there. It's been a fun game.
The editor wants to try again.
I've enjoyed Gears of War 5.
Okay. I haven't been through the story yet, but
I enjoy playing Blood Rain. It has a female character. Is the lead character? She's a vampire.
Yeah, I don't trust you on anything anymore. I just remembered you actually liked the Blood Rain movies, didn't you?
No, I hated those.
Okay,
those were horrible.
good.
That doesn't say because I don't remember the game being
trust
that good.
Back
But if you liked it, at least you picked one where it's actually a female main character.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
What was yours? I didn't...
Man, I gotta say the one that I know my boy Jarek is out there is gonna love to hear too. Parasite Eve, man, was friggin' awesome.
Parasite Eve was so good. That trumps mine.
Oh man, yeah, Parasite Eve was great. That is the one time
Eve.
I loved playing a female character. She was awesome. It was incredible.
And
game.
no, I have not finished Gears of War 5 yet. I'm working on it one bit at a time. But yeah, no, Parasite Eve definitely the best.
Yeah, that was an incredible game.
You're right. That is.
Would love to see that series come back.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
you should go Resident Evil. I mean, come on.
No, Parasite Eve still trumps all that.
Oh no, I was just saying for the
Parasite Eve was better.
For the topic.
All right, what do we got? Blizzard. Oh crap. Yep. This has been a very politics has got to get the hell out of my geek stuff. I'm getting tired of so many of the geek topics now being very political.
So I'm not allowed to say free
driven.
Hong Kong.
We are not getting money from China that I know of. So
we're not getting money at all. We can say what we want.
So we can say free Hong Kong all we want.
Dicejunkies, whatever we want, man. Ain't nobody gonna. Oh no, they're gonna cut the money we ain't getting.
Yeah,
we're gonna owe money. Shit.
This actually brings a much broader discussion that I'm not gonna go too deep into here, but because it does go way outside of geekdom as well, the Chinese,
a lot of moving parts.
Yeah,
let's
they
focus
have
on the part that's the part
investments
of
in a lot of things.
Yeah, like Blizzard. Let's talk about Blizzard
and Epic.
And this one actually did talk about the NBA too.
Well, yeah, Epic.
No, this article actually, I'm reading the article and they actually talk.
Dude, they own 40% of Epic. They actually own chunks of Epic.
I mean, the big reason why I think Blizzard was called out so much on this too was because Blizzard has continuously had a stance of free speech and not taking sides politically and so forth, which a lot of people have commended them for. So when they decided to take a stance in this sense, it struck a chord on a lot of people who were sort of backing Blizzard because they haven't been overly political. And I'll be honest, I've not kept up with the whole Hong Kong thing very much, so I don't know what exactly is I know enough.
No, enough.
No, Blizzard did a great job of bringing awareness. They're going to get in trouble regardless because they have made this. They put this to the front of the news, man. A lot of more people have been paying attention to this because they didn't do like you think they do and just go, "Hey, man, you broke the rules, so we're going to give you a 1-month ban." They just went balls deep. They're like, we're going to take your prize money. You're out for a year. And you know what? We're going to take the commentators and we're never going to work with them, period. We're just firing them. They just went so crazy. Then they put out a statement that said, it's because of the rules to on American side, but over on Chinese side, they're like, we will always resolutely safeguard the country's dignity. Basically just going pro-Chinese communism, just full tilt. So everybody's just like, wow, dude, like, you guys keep arguing with me and saying the NBA like bowed worse, but I'm like, no, the NBA apologized a lot. They didn't literally like put on the like wave the flag around and talk about we will defend your dignity.
Did you see what the NBA did?
Dude, we will defend your dignity.
I know you don't keep up with sports, so I was just
we will defend your dignity implies that you're saying you will actively police for them and censor free speech for them. That is the Declaration of Alliance. That is why people freaked out. Now, they have come back since then and said, all right, we'll give him his money and knock it down to 6 months.
Yeah, they did give his money back.
They didn't apologize, though.
And they did reduce his ban to 6 months. But, I mean, it's still there. They haven't come off of the ban.
No, they still said he was divisive and it was a problem what he said. They're not gonna jump off and actually admit that they basically were just swinging that flag. And here's the thing. I don't even think it's that they're psycho Chinese loyalists. I mean, when people are saying that, no, I'm gonna be fair. I just think
I don't think anybody thinks. I don't think anybody thinks that. Yeah, I think most people think it's because they have money.
They overreacted. Somebody looked at this, freaked out super hard, and just went crazy the other end. Now, it was stupid. Like a lot of people said, hey man, you didn't think anybody was going to have an opinion about that? Like, you should have stopped, thought about it, maybe waited 24 hours to think about it, then go, what's the best way we can do this so that no one gets mad?
I mean, they could have saved a lot of face if they just would have said, hey, we don't want people being political on our gaming platform.
And just say, don't do it again.
Right.
That's all.
And they could still do the ban and just say, look, you can't get political on our platform. Instead of it being so specific, it sort of gave away that it had an underlying feel to it.
Well, we will always resolutely safeguard the country's dignity. Right. Is not got anything to do with friggin' rules.
Let's point this out. You know, China's in a back alley somewhere, and there's Marvel, Blizzard, the NBA, all lined up to go down on them for their money. That's what all this is about. Let's not piss off all of them so they will not keep sending us checks. I mean, the Avengers doesn't make $5 billion if they don't play in China. So everybody will bend down and kowtow to the Chinese government because they know if you don't, they won't let you in.
But it also only works
about money.
They kowtow. Because here's the thing. If everybody
they know they own you, that's why it don't work
over there. They'd have to start allowing it. It's when you start. But you know what they say? Give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Exactly.
The reason they have to do this is because they've been kowtowing so much that now China's like, hey, mofo, take the skeletons out your movie because we said so. Okay. Instead of they'd have just said, hey man, you ain't got to watch the movie. Eventually they would be like, man, we're getting no movies over here. We ain't got nothing to watch. But once you start bending over, it's hard to stop, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Zeno knows.
Like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into that because I don't know enough to really go deep into that. I mean, personally, I can say though that as Blizzard, as I'm taking sort of a apolitical stance, it does not seem to be a smart move when they're in. So
especially when you consider that BlizzCon. Like what? Only a week or two away.
Well,
yeah,
that's gonna mean close to BlizzCon, man. That is gonna come up. Right. There's already a rally.
Can we jump to this next topic right over here because I think it points out my point perfectly. I mean, the Warcraft movie only made 24 million in the U.S. And it made, I think it said 600 million in China. No, that was in-game. No, 156 million in less than a week.
Well, no, that was Avengers Endgame. That was Avengers Endgame that made 600 million.
Yeah, no, but million. Warcraft in China set a record for the biggest film opening all time, making 156 million in less than 1 week.
Yeah.
And then the Avengers made more than 600 million. So that's what I'm getting at with the money aspect of it. That movie made money because of China, and it was a shit movie.
I mean, the thing is too is did they you mentioned did they overreact and jump in there and make a preemptive strike, or did this come from where China was like, hey, you need to do something about this? We don't know. If it was just them being scared and doing it out of fear, they made it worse. where if they could have just left it alone, it may have just blown over and nobody really cared.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like you said, they could have just said, we don't want political stuff on the show, don't do it again, but not take a stance beyond that.
And give them a slap on the wrist and go, hey, look, don't do this again. You know, we'll have to ban you if you do. And they definitely could have taken a lighter hand to that. And them taking as strong of a hand has actually, like you said, it's brought more people to what's going on in Hong Kong. Hold on, you know.
Whoa, they're literally not giving human rights? Wait, when the heck did this happen, and why are you okay with it? Like, they actually screwed up because they reacted so strongly. They made everybody
will
look
start
at it.
Searching at what's going on in Hong Kong. They'll start seeing articles of where the cops shot people.
Dude, there's a huge amount of support for the Free Hong Kong movement now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over there.
Yeah, using live ammo on protesters. Yeah. I didn't know any of this before this happened. I gained a huge amount of knowledge about the issue in Hong Kong because Blizzard flipped out and went, no, we be good, we make you happy. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And everybody's like, what the hell's going on? Why are you using an accent? You're American. Why are you even talking like that?
Wow, that was right.
Hey, I didn't say Chinese people talking the way. That was the way Blizzard was talking. Blizzard said $5.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Long time.
Wait, what was that first topic about racism? We went full circle. Full circle,
you
folks.
deserve to roll a die. Random encounter, buddy.
Hey, you can be racist toward white people, apparently. Even though really you shouldn't, people. Stop that. It's getting dumb. You better bring back to that blackface. That was the dumbest thing.
Roll.
All right, let's see if we can get another one. Let's go horrible. 13.
What do you got there? Tabletop discussion. What level should your party be before planar travel?
Well, depending on your party's of composition, they won't be allowed to travel by a plane over certain countries like China. No, just to slide back into that. Okay.
Boy.
Generally, my golden rule is 9th to 10th level, where you actually have magic that can allow them to adapt to the plane. Otherwise, your party could literally keel over because they went to the wrong plane.
And that was going to be my point as a DM. Whenever they get the planar travel spell and they say, I want to cast this, smile, because it's going to be a fun ride and you'll get to watch your party roll up new characters. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of spells that come after that actually allow for, and it also depends on what system we're talking about. I mean, we're looking at Pathfinder and D&D.
Yeah.
That we're talking about. There's obviously other systems that.
Well, answer in 5th ed's never, because you're never ready, because the stuff on other planes is too strong.
Where if you're playing Bessem or something like that, right out the door is fine. You know,
they might have bought immunity to fire like on their first level character and just rolled right in.
Well, that and the planes could be anything. In that, where the planes are very specific in D&D and
Blood Ox, I was trying to go there, but they cut me off.
Okay. Oh yeah.
But now it's in print, so what you gonna do? Can't do that now. It's right there. You gonna have a moderator remove it? Oh wait, he's a moderator.
Oh wait.
Anyway,
because we love you long time.
Yeah.
Even our moderators don't play that junk. But But planar travel. Players, if you want your players to feel like they have any agency, you're gonna want them to have gotten about that level where they can adapt. I've had idiots try to throw people into Planescape and planar campaigns at 5th level and then be shocked when they get a party wipe.
I think when I was going to do the Planescape campaign, everybody was going to start off around 13 or 14.
So you could just you could go full out from the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can do like Baylor walks in a bar. But Baylor walks in a bar and there's 5th level character there. They're just going to look at you and go, we're going to go play World of Darkness or something, man. If we're going to...
Because that was my goal. Which is actually, I was thinking about doing it as like maybe grabbing the characters from the Dark Lord campaign, which I left off at 13 or 14. I was like, that would have been great. That's a great level to enter some planar stuff if we want to do some Planescape.
Fuck yeah.
Because I would not. You're not gonna have fun as a gamer, as a player, in D&D or Planescape or Pathfinder doing planar stuff at low level, because you're just fodder at that point. But yeah, Anyway, that's all I got there. You have any insight on that, Brian?
No, I agree with y'all. You have to be at the we did that one time. I don't think we made it. We were not even 10th level, and we jumped something. Remember when we were playing Hattiesburg, and you were just like, y'all totally fucked me because you're going to all die. Remember we did that?
Yeah.
We were like, is a bad idea.
We were like 6th or 8th level, somewhere in there, and he's like, why the fuck did y'all do that? I tried to steer you away from that.
Yeah, it's always funny too. The random encounter table on planes is so no screwing around, and it's just like, oh yeah, an ethereal dragon shows up.
And when they did it, we were playing a very a little bit lighter of a game, so I just miled down some of the plane stuff.
How dare you?
Yeah. We had new people who, we didn't.
It was a lighter game, so I miled it down some.
Baptism by fire.
Well, we didn't want to ruin it where they didn't want to play anymore.
Yeah, and like I said, it was a fun, easy going game.
Call the weak, Brian. Stop pampering these baby new gamers. Come at them hard.
It was China, all right? It was China.
Game, you killed the crap out of Max, man, and a couple other people. You had a nice
No, he doesn't. Well. He does not pull. Was Max a new player? Because yes. He does. Oh, was he? Wow,
he got eaten alive by a giant vulture in front of the party. it just ate him. We just watched it eat his gut.
It was one of those things where he
made a bad call.
I could not. Yeah, he made a bad call, and there was no way that I could easily avoid.
Wow.
Because it wasn't.
You normally kind of keep newbies.
Well, because
you baby them.
Okay,
you know?
Normally when I try to draw back on how hard of a is strategic. Like I pull back on some of my strategic playing. With this, he actually died by a creature whose nature is to eat the corpse of its prey. It actually says in the monsters manual, because it's a vulture.
No, and in particular, 5th Ed, it's an evil vulture. Yeah. Like the giant vulture actually has the evil alignment. So
unless
actually
something
a mean
is directly attacking it in battle, if it kills something, it starts to eat it.
So it downed him, and then it just started nom, nom.
And so at that point, it was 5th Ed D&D, so you have 3 death saves or death marks before you die. He rolled and he
failed,
and he crit failed, so he got
Jesus
2.
Christ!
And then the bird attacked him to eat him, which gave him his final 1. And it did crit, and I probably would have fudged the crit, but it wouldn't have saved him.
Yeah, that was bad. You rolled a 20, but you said even if I don't crit, he's still dead because it's the last marker. So he gets eaten, and the druid just keeps doing what he's doing because I'm like, the circle of life.
So I mean, it was outside, and it happens. I'm not gonna stop it.
No.
Every time, I'm not gonna.
But you've always been really good about trying to just ease newbies along until at least see if they like playing or not.
And he wasn't a complete noob. He was a noob to our party.
But he played before. He fair game.
In other groups.
So. Oh, yeah, he was fair game then. He should have known stupidity. Yeah.
He charged to fight it by himself, and he was a cleric. And some clerics can pull off some victories.
I mean, double fail with being crit and a crit fail. It was time for him to die. There was just,
the dice have spoken, is what Blood Axe has declared. The dice have spoken.
Your God did not like you that much. He was like,
it's time to go be with him. He's decided he can't be without your company. Come here, sit down. You done good. You tried. Good effort. Good hustle.
All right. So, as a final thing. Your first roll said to also pick somebody for a nat 20. So, who do you pick for a nat 20? And then we'll finish this show up.
Brian, get you a nat 20. Wow. Go to the list.
All right.
You can do it.
Pick the topic you want to talk about before we end the show.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Your pick.
All right. Yes. Give me a second here to read over the list.
Between 2 and 14.
Between 2 and 14. Okay.
Go ahead and display the list while you're reading. So
they can know.
So they can know. All right. So if anybody has something they want us to talk about,
Also, if there's any of these topics you want to add to our list, let us know in the comments. You can shoot us an email at Xeno @dicejunkies.com, or you can message us on Facebook or whatever. If you have topic ideas you want to see on the list, just send it to us. We'll send it to Blood Axe, who makes this list every week.
All right, let's because I think all of us could get in on this. All of us can. Let's go number 12. Let's go number Trek 12. Wars.
Trek Wars, preferred alien race with a warlike culture. Mandalorians or Klingons?
Krogans.
I was gonna go Krogans, man. I was just like,
that's why I had to jump in there quick.
I was about to go neither Krogans.
So what do you got, then? I got Krogans. I took that.
You have to take either or.
Krogans all the way. I'm not letting you take it.
Now come on, that kills us talking about the topic.
What? No, it's
okay. If I had to pick one, I would go with the Klingons. While the Mandalorians are interesting, I found that there were so many good actors that portrayed Klingons that I enjoyed
Not the
watching.
new Klingons, though.
No.
The new Klingons, which are the old Klingons.
I shall use the strongest of names I can take as a title. Mother. Oh, my God. Jeez. Anyway, to me, the defining moment was that one episode where they had been looking for the albino Klingon. They got together. But I don't know if it's that episode or another episode, but they had an episode where they're supposed to be fighting to the death the next day, these two clans. But the day before, they got together and partied. Mm-hmm. They know they're going to be killing each other the next day, but they still celebrated it before. They're like, tomorrow we'll go out there, we'll try to kill each other. But today, we celebrate.
Well, because it's a true warlike culture.
Because they respect even their enemies. They're like, hey, I'm going to kill you tomorrow, but let's have a beer. Let's party and let's revel and have a good evening before we go out there and hash this out. And it was this concept of respect, even amongst their enemies, even amongst the other people they face. Because, hey, you and me may be on the other side of this, but you're a true warrior and I'm a true warrior, so there's still respect. Yeah. I like that.
All right,
the Mandalorians... I didn't get as much out of it. I saw them in Knights of the Republic. I learned a little bit about them. But they didn't wow me.
Well, okay. Here's where I go. You've got to go with Klingons. Okay, you got to go back to the search for Spock, and they kill Kirk's son, and then a couple of movies later, he's like, I hate Klingons. I always fucking hate them, and because that's why I think they're so warlike and everything else that the main character that you love watching the show for drew you into having a strong feeling about that character, because you kind of brought it up. The Mandalorians, until that show hits on Disney, there's some stuff out there. There's some books. Maybe not everybody's seen that. Klingons have been a part of Star Trek since about the very beginning. So there's kind of basically a built-in hatred if you were a Trek fan of the Klingons. Because Captain Kirk hated them, and who didn't want to be Captain Kirk?
All right.
Well, who wants to?
Yeah, I agree with y'all on the Klingons. I don't have much to add to that. Out of those two, still.
But the Krogans Krogans would wipe their butts. They would use them as toilet paper, both of them. There we go.
Well, that was a clean sweep. Even Mr. Blood Axe went with the Klingon.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. As always, we hope you enjoyed. You can check us out on Dicejunkies.com, where links to where we can be found across the web are. And if you're too lazy to go there, just check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. We're pretty much all over. You can just search for Dice Junkies on one of those platforms, and you'll find us.
Ring the bells of notification on YouTube.
On YouTube, ring the bells. Also, if you're listening to us on the podcast, thanks for listening. Check out our YouTube. We have some content on our YouTube that doesn't get posted up on the podcast. So check that out. This week we'll have our interview for Todd Rodriguez drop. Tone Rodriguez.
Tone.
Yeah. Tone Rodriguez will drop. So
at least get the guy's name right that you interviewed.
Would you like to hear inside info about Kiss? You need to listen to the Tone Rodriguez interview.
That'll be dropping this week, so check that out. And then, every week we do our comic book highlight with Vans, comic cards, and games. So you can check that out only on YouTube. And thanks for watching. As always, we hope you enjoyed.